Глава 6. Особняк Хокинсов. Пирс проснулся в лечебнице для душевнобольных, обустроенной в подвале Риверсайдского института. Он познакомился с доктором Колден, подругой Брэдли, которая помогла ему сбежать. Бродя по коридорам этого заведения, которое находится в полной власти доктора Фуллера, Пирс разговаривает с человеком по имени Фрэнсис Сандерс. Перед смертью на глазах у детектива он обвиняет Сару Хокинс в том, что это она виновата в его мучениях. Пирс наконец покидает проклятое здание в сопровождении Брэдли и Колден. Товарищи по несчастью решают использовать особняк Хокинсов в качестве укрытия.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Так, ну для начала, перед тем как мы выпьем, я хочу посмотреть, можно ли какие-то скиллы выучить. Так, у нас 8 очков. Медицина мы так ничего и не нашли. Оккультизм, я так понимаю, тоже ничего не нашли. Так, а что б такого прокачать? Я что-то могу одно полностью выкачать. Поиск, красноречие, сила, психология. Но я думаю, поиск можно до конца уже прокачать.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Так а где мне их вообще искать? Внизу?
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Сара Хокинс была предметом культа, но это я рассказать пока не могу. Возможно, я нашел зацепку. Так. Ну, давайте начнем с зацепки.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Так, нам там написали, что мой вариант ответа повлияет на мою судьбу. Я даже боюсь представить, как.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Так, ну я не знаю, можно тут, конечно, что-то поискать, но, по-моему, тут ничего такого полезного нету. Никаких не я... О, стоп. Не буду пока пить. Резиденция Сандерса. Пирс, Колден и Брэдли решили объединить усилия, чтобы раскрыть дело Сары Хокинс. У них есть новый след: Фрэнсис Сандерс, коллекционер живописи и друг художницы, который погиб на глазах у Пирса. Детектив идет к нему домой, чтобы поговорить с его вдовой о госте, которого несчастный упоминал перед смертью.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other?
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Так, ну там, конечно, можно было скрыть вариант ответа. Так, вы не должны считать себя виноватой. Он умирал прямо у меня на глазах и страшно кричал. Когда это произошло, меня там уже не было. Вы хорошо держитесь. Но я вот даже и не знаю, что ответить. Попробуем, наверное, вот этот вариант.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Я разделяю ваше горе, но не имею к этому никакого отношения. Истинный виновник Фуллер. Это не я отправил его туда. Так, ну вот этот вариант точно, я думаю, нет. Так, а вот тут... красноречие, но он у меня там прокачано как-то не очень. Думаю, выберем вот этот вариант.
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me, his own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Да, жалко, конечно, что нельзя задать побольше вопросов. Можно было задать только один из трех. Ну, там, в принципе, второй вопрос, что тут делала Кэт, он такой себе. И там еще можно было спросить, откуда вы знаете Сару Хокинс.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Did she really care for him after all? A house of artists.
Так, хорошо. Посмотрим, что тут можно поискать.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? The Shambler. I need to see it.
Да, классная картина, что он после того, как на нее посмотрел, без глаз остался. О, вот это, я так понимаю, мы медицину, да, прокачали? 4, всего лишь 2% добавилось. Ну, как-то не ахти, если честно. В общем, я так понимаю, для О, а что это у нас тут можно понажимать? Что-то открыться может. Так, ну я так понимаю, у нас тут этот рояль неспроста стоит. Наверное, если какую-то, ну, правильно нажать, то что-то где-то может открыться, как вариант. Так, а куда ж мне идти, чтобы картину посмотреть?
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Смотри, главное, везде эти двери заперты. Молот тварей, том 2. Это повлияет на вашу судьбу. Ого, что это такое было? Оккультизм, прогресс. О, 2-й уровень, отлично. Вот это меня радует. Или у нас-то не, по-моему, у нас 2-го уровня не было.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. I could use one of those.
Так, медицина, прогресс, но мне еще надо 1 очко, и у меня будет 2-й уровень.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Так, здрасте. А что тут можно в шкаф спрятаться? У нас за нами тут что, кто-то охотиться будет? Ну, я смотрю, тут много разных древностей.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The public entrance to the gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. What the hell was that?
Да если б я только знал, что это такое вылезло. Так, что это за бумажка?
Is this dagger part of
Рисунок
Sanders'
какого-то
collection,
кинжала с
or was he
переплетающимся
secretly-
лезвием нарисовано. Но, возможно, это подсказка для убийства этого монстра. Я, кстати, такой, по-моему, видел в правой части галереи, если я не ошибаюсь. Так, ну я даже не знаю, заметил меня тот монстр, но звуки он, конечно, издавал, дай бог. Так, быстренько, не то. Не то. О, а чё ж музыка-то так громко играет? Тоже не то. Где этот кинжал дурной? Вот он.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Так, ну он по-любому должен, я думаю, сюда прийти, потому что все-таки я витрину разбил. Это какой-никакой шум. Да, вон он шастает. Ну, я не знаю, думаю, надо как-то картину может разрезать, а как его еще убить?
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Да, плохо, что нам оккультизма не хватает. А как же поднять его уровень, если я так ничего полезного и не нашел, чтобы уровень оккультизма поднять? Может, тут как-то потом можно начинать новую игру плюс? Ну, потому что я просто не понимаю, если честно.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.